an example, like when Van Halen came out with Jump, and it was like heavily synthesizer.
It's like crazy synths.
Yeah, that's true.
I forget if it was David Lee Roth or Eddie Van Halen, but they were just like not about it. And it ended up becoming like one of their biggest songs.
Sounds dope.
Yeah.
It's like,
and it's a great song.
iconic.
Yeah.
Or I mean, even like with the electric guitar, like Bob Dylan playing the electric guitar. Any sort of
Acoustic
jump or
electric,
innovation that goes against the grain is gonna piss people off.
Yeah.
And I think you should. If you're not killing someone, like, oh, murder sounds, that's what's in now. And like, did you bring the guy? Because I want to record an album tonight. Like, no, that's never going to happen. I can't say that. There's been some pretty bananas stuff.
It's so weird to think, too, because, like, I genuinely, and maybe people from, like, decades ago could probably say the same thing, but, like, I genuinely don't know where music could go past where it is right now.
I mean, we have, like, ASMR now. I don't know how, like, new that is.
I
but
guess
it's like,
so. Without getting too experimental.
Yeah.
You know?
But what is too experimental? It's subjective. That's the
that
thing.
is true.
I think the beauty of like the synthesizer, I feel like I've talked about this before, but like the beauty of the synthesizer and using computers to make music is it removes the physical limitations of a person. Why was Jimi Hendrix or not David Lee Roth, why was Jimi Hendrix and like Eddie Van Halen so revered as these musical gods, for lack of a better term? Because they could do things physically with their instruments.
Yeah, they, like, innovated on
They
the
were so
instrument.
in tune. That's true.
Yeah.
And you could very well be that with an electronic instrument.
Right.
Making weird sounds that someone
But it's
hear.
concentrated creativity.
I've recorded things where it's like, oh, I could not play that on piano.
Right.
But, like, I pieced it together.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that sounds cool. Like, you know.
Looping gear and equipment and technology can building layers upon layers and layers.
Yeah.
Right.
I had a professor once. Well, he wasn't my professor. It was a professor when I was at Cal Poly. And he had composed and performed a piece written for 23 guitars. But he was the only guitar player. And it was amazing. You had to record before the performance.
So it was all him?
It was all him.
Wow.
So you had to record the guitar parts beforehand and leave the last one for his to add on to the end. But that last guitar part that he was performing was the one that tied them all together.
That's cool.
And it was this amazing piece of work. I could never do it.
That's art right there.
It's art.
Yeah.
That's what I think we forget that too. Like it is art. It's meant to be to challenge, and it's meant to make you think about stuff, but it's also meant to be enjoyed. So what do you want to make?
I can't help but think about, we were talking about this the other day, that one dude in like Sweden or something just making noise on a snare.
Oh yeah, there's a popular video where he's just like a snare drum on a snare stand, and he's just like really long hair, and he's just like
I've seen
hitting it as hard as he can. He's like falling over, and he's like still hitting it.
He's done so much stuff,
and everyone around him is just like, dude, that's so good. And it's like, that's cool because I don't think I've never seen anyone do that.
It's funny.
It's funny and it's unique.
Art.
Yeah, it is performance.
Yeah. Could you call that like music concrete? Like, would you put that in the same world as Stockhausen or John Cage?
No, but it's like a live thing, you know? It's like that recorded isn't the same as live.
Well, they performed live though. Like John Cage's Water Walk.
Totally.
There's the video of that online.
Yeah, what did he do again? He like just...
You can't, that's the thing, it isn't random. People say it's just random sounds, but it's not. He just used everyday items to write a song, but it wasn't... Cool. Like, you watch the video of it from, like, the 1960s,
I remember seeing that in class. In the class we had
kids.
together,
Yeah. And people were, like, laughing at it. But it's kind of a joke, because he's, like, walking around, he's got his prepared piano, and he's unconventional sounds in the music world. But the cool thing was everything was planned and timed out, and it's composed, and it's written. And that's the beauty of it. Once you know that, it's a totally different thing to watch.
Would you say concentrated
creativity? Concentrated creativity. Right. Yeah. We listened to, when I was I took a course on form and I can't remember what the class was.
Just put the word analysis out. Form and analysis.
No, actually I think that's what it was.
Probably what it was.
But we'd spent a day talking about like music concrete, and we listened to a Stockhausen piece, and she says you can't listen to these like on a computer, you have to have surround sound to appreciate it.
Mm.
And the room had like speakers all around.
Mm.
And she played it, and I had never you study, if you take electronic music courses or you study electronic music, you're gonna get there. It's a freight train to learning the weird stuff, weird, subjective, But you hear it in this capacity, in the right setting, and it's amazing. Like that's the 70s, I guess, and it's ASMR. Back then, it's sound design. So I guess there's no limit onto what
sound designer.
What
I've
you
heard
can
that
do.
like title with a few artists.
Yeah, someone. I think someone called The Edge from U2 a sonic architect, and whether or not you like U2, that's a guy who's embraced early on the
electronics.
how far you can take.
Yeah, his pedal board's like
huge.
yeah,
It's not a
enormous.
board; it's a cabinet.
Yeah.
He's got like 40 pedals, and he'll never use the same combinations.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like that's how he spent his time and his creativity, was how weird what can I do with these electronic advantages?
Yeah.
And it's not like people say, it's not pushing a button and getting the electronic sound. There's a lot that goes into
Mm-hmm.
it. And I wish that was a more popular viewpoint. But it's not.
I feel like
it's getting better.
It is. It is opening up. There's a bass player that's like really popular in LA and just like throughout the US and most likely the world. But his name is Tim Lefebvre.
Okay.
But he's just like a super experimental bass player. Pedals that just like make his bass sound like little bugs. Like,
oh, really?
like super experimental.
Wow.
And he's just like so many other bass players that I look to like him for inspiration, and it's super cool. I'm not like quite in that mindset musically, but
It's okay.
it is cool.
That seems to be his niche.
Yes.
That's the thing too, finding your own niche and your own strength and style.
Yeah.
And
But the weird experimental stuff I think is like becoming more familiar,
commonplace. I'm glad it is.
Yeah.
I appreciate that technology has made music more accessible.
Sure.
To-
I hope as it becomes more commonplace, it also gets weirder.
It does.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It does. Sometimes, and I mean, you're gonna have the guy banging on the snare, and people, you'll always have that.
Yeah.
But you'll also have like, you'll get some really really cool stuff out of it, and it takes the right mindset to be able to appreciate how weird it is.
Probably really bad stuff too. But you got to embrace both.
Oh
because,
yeah,
you
no,
know?
I mean you're gonna have garbage.
Yeah.
We played a gig together, and it was very weird. Like all experimental visual art.
The warehouse one.
The warehouse
Yeah.
one, and like the act that played after us, like it was like two girls just like yelling at the audience and like painting themselves blue, and we were like, all right, this is like it's reached my limit. I'm gonna.
Yeah, we're like, let's
it's
go.
midnight and it's like Thursday in LA and there's like 60 plus people in here. I think it's time for me to go. Like
That's a really cool crowd to be around.
it's very
It was-
interesting.
Yeah.
It was such a weird night.
There's like a weird collection of like deadheads and then like kind of homeless.
Dude,
and
there
then,
was a guy that
weird-
like
yeah.
there was a guy that just strolled in on with his bike, and he was in like full.
You know, he was in like
biking
full
gear.
biking gear, and he's like, "I just saw a crowd. Like, I just thought I would see what's up." And it was
That
like
could have been my dad.
it was a free show, you know.
Honestly,
so it was like,
my dad does that. He'll on his bike in LA at like 2 a.m, and if he sees a crowd, he'll go with them. Like they might be a cult. Be careful. Like
We definitely could have been a cult. Like we were in like some
No,
random warehouse.
first we went to one building, and then we were like, "Oh, are we supposed to play here?" And this girl comes out in a wedding dress, and she's like,
Yeah.
"The venue's actually changed," and we're just like, "Okay."
Definitely a wedding
And
dress,
she's like,
too.
"So I don't know if you guys know, but like, so at the end of this show, I'm gonna be marrying the winner." And I was like, "Okay, like, just tell me. I'm just trying to play
Yeah.
trumpet. Like, I'm down, but like,
like
tell me
legally,
the address."
Like they had a guy who
I guess.
got ordained online.
I mean, she had a nice wedding dress. Like, it's like
marrying the winner. What was that?
You also
competition?
hit me up that day.
that night to play the gig, and I was
was
like, "We
at
can just
work.
learn it in the parking lot."
I was
Yeah.
at work, and I was all like, you know what? I'm down. I'm not having a good day at work, so let's play some music. And it ended up being so weird. And I ran into people from like my high school who I haven't seen in like
That was a
7
weird day.
years.
But we played, and it was like really cool. Like my friend just like there's a group I used to play with all the time with who I went on tour with and stuff. But he just like sings out of like a megaphone and just like plays accordion, and then we're just like playing his like compositions. And I'm just like, Wolf, okay, I'm just gonna here's the lead sheet. I just
Yep.
made this like 10 minutes ago, but just trust the process. It'll sound good.
Yeah.
Like, and it went pretty well. It's a weird gig.
I have no idea what to think of that night still, but
And then
it
the
was
women
so odd.
painted themselves blue, and we were like in the behind.
We were behind them.
We were behind them, so everyone like saw us like leave. And you're like, you're like holding it upright, like it was not casual.
Not at
You
all.
like drop it, like sorry.
Yeah. There's a dog there, like.
There was like a Great Dane. It wasn't a dog. It was a Great Dane. And then there was
That's
like,
not just a dog. That is a beast.
and there was like Jesus and Mary candles like everywhere.
Everywhere. And
Oh,
the dog,
really?
like, was walking over him, not knocking over a single
Yeah,
one.
odd.
Man, yeah.
Wow.
So, such a
I
weird
think I saw a video of the girls painting themselves blue, like, but weren't they like yelling at a guy or
They were
something?
yelling-
They put a guy in a chair.
It was like very like what should I say like high feminist art, I guess. I don't know, because they were like yelling
Okay.
about like sexuality
Yeah.
and about how it's like, oh, you like how I look, like look at me, and
I've,
then like
I've seen
and it was just
yeah.
it was really interesting.
right
But like
2 in the morning.
It was like 2 in the morning. I was like, dude, I got like school in 6 hours
I
and then
gotta
work
work in the
after
morning,
that.
man.
Like, I'm not trying to do
I'm
this.
interested, but I'm gonna. Thank
Yeah.
goodness someone's filming this.
Yeah.
I gotta go to sleep.
Everyone's like
Yeah.
sitting in the crowd. Like, yeah.
Do you guys feel like there's a point where you get so inundated, like with that type of artwork, and if that's not who you are, like you're like, I don't need to see crazy stuff.
I felt the
anymore.
opposite. Like, I felt like
I need to see more.
where like that's actually what I'm good at or like into and like interested in. And the more I
Yeah.
try to get away from it, I've like found I'm like bad at like the I don't know. Like I can't write like a pop song. Like I don't really do that. I can't write like a singer-songwriter thing. Like I can't do that, but like I feel like that's like my niche is just like weird stuff.
yeah.
I don't know how far it goes, but
No, that's
I guess we'll
fine.
see, right? Like,
yeah.
Let's write a weird song tonight.
I'm down.
Does that sound good?
Yeah, we usually...
I deleted the weird song from the intro. I shut off the keyboard and I'm
we can start from
kind
scratch.
of upset.
It's on here. That's
Yeah.
okay. That can just be the intro.
Dope.
true.
Once
It's
in a
fine.
lifetime
There you go. Only for the
composition
for the
It's-
pod.
Yeah,
It's
for the
there.
pod.
It's gone. That's okay.
Yeah.
It is archived.
Cool.
Where would we start? Taylor, you made that thing. How did you do that?
I
thing.
really like tritones. Like I really
You
do.
do like
I
them?
do like tritones. I've showed Wolf like a ton of my compositions and stuff.
Okay,
And
for-
like it's just all tritones, and I'm like, isn't this dope, dude? I harmonized it in tritones. Like
for the less savvy, what's a tritone?
it's like so you I don't know, just say a C and then an F sharp. It's like the most distant
the
possible
interval
It's,
between.
it's a
interval.
1 and a sharp 4.
sharp
You
five.
could say sharp
Oh
4.
yeah, flat 5.
Yes,
Yeah,
flat 5.
but
So
it just like sounds bad, you know?
Would you call that a wolf tone?
Maybe
That's
not.
not a wolf tone.
maybe not bad, but dissonant.
It is dissonant.
But then it's so close, you know?
Oh.
It's so close to like.
But it's not pleasant.
Oh no, that is not pleasant. But it can be, or if that's what you're trying to like do, it can be not pleasant's the wrong word, but like it can be like the vibe you're trying to go
Yeah.
for.
You know what that reminds me of? You guys ever watch Rugrats when you were kids?
Oh, yeah.
Whenever like they get in trouble or something, like Mark Mothersbaugh was the composer for Rugrats, which I think is amazing.
Yeah,
But whenever like
I didn't know that.
whenever they would get in trouble or there'd be danger, just tritone. He just hit that, and he'd use like a synth like
Yeah.
this, and then he'd like throw vibrato on it, and then he'd like make it go woo, and like when you're a kid,
Yeah.
yes, that's it. And that would
cool.
be everywhere. It's like the video game. You died.
Yeah.
You play that. Yeah,
That's cool because it's like that's like kind of what if you're a kid, you kind of like experience that.
If you,
And like even the intro, it's all written. It feels like very toy-like and
it is.
like childlike,
Very-
which it's
very much
genius, you
so.
know.
But that's
Cool to
Mark
write like that.
Mothersbaugh from Devo.
That's
like,
cool.
of course.
I didn't know that, actually.
I didn't know that.
When you're watching Rugrats as a kid, you're listening to Devo,
dope.
basically.
That's kind of cool.
You're
Yeah.
listening, and it's all synths, and it's all. I mean, I'm gonna go back and watch some Rugrats.
I'll have to watch
and listen to the
listen to
music.
the main theme. Yeah,
Yeah.
And it's childish too. That's the best part.
yeah.
It's like not
Very suited.
written for kids.
Right.
Okay, well let's write a
I'm
song.
gonna bring my bass up.
I'm down.
Grab my guitar.
I'll grab my trumpet.
Grab your trumpet. Wow, we can write. I mean, like Taylor, do you write jazz frequently? Like when you?
I feel like if you like, to me, if I were to like write like a jazz thing, you know, just like steal a chord progression.
Ooh, I like what Wolf is doing. Tell me that's you, and not we're not playing.
Yeah, this is right now.
Let me find some good tones here.